Welcome to Bookish English. I am your English teacher, and before you scroll away, stop for a moment, because this lesson may explain the exact reason why you understand English in your mind but lose your voice when it is time to speak. You are not silent because you have no words. You are not slow because you have no intelligence. You are not weak because you make mistakes. The real problem is deeper. Your brain has learned English for reading, listening, and understanding, but it has not been trained to answer fast under pressure. Think about this. Someone asks you a simple question in English. You know the answer. You feel the words inside you. But suddenly your heart becomes fast. Your mind becomes blank, and your mouth cannot move. Then later, when the conversation is finished, the perfect sentence comes back, and you feel disappointed in yourself. Today, that cycle starts to break. In this video, you will learn how to calm your mind, stop translating, think in English, use simple words, organize your answer, and speak with confidence even when your English is not perfect. Watch till the end, because I will give you a simple speaking system that can train your brain to think fast, talk smart, and never feel helpless in English conversations again. Lesson 1. When your mind freezes. Have you ever been in a moment where someone asked you a simple question in English, and suddenly your whole mind became empty? You knew the answer. You had the words somewhere inside you. Maybe you had read those words many times. Maybe you had written them before. Maybe you had even practiced them alone in your room. But the moment someone looked at you and waited for your answer, everything disappeared. Your mouth became dry. Your heart started beating faster. Your face became serious. Your brain started running everywhere, but no clear sentence came out. And later, when the conversation was over, the answer came back to you so easily. You thought, why did I not say that? I knew it. I really knew it. This is one of the most painful experiences for English learners, because it makes you feel weak even when you are not weak. It makes you feel unprepared even when you have studied. It makes you feel silent even when your mind is full of thoughts. But today, I want you to understand something very important. Your mind does not go blank because you are stupid. Your mind does not go blank because your English is finished. Your mind goes blank because your brain has learned English in one situation, but now it has to use English in a completely different situation. Reading English alone is one situation. Listening to English videos is one situation. Writing comments slowly is one situation. But speaking English in front of another person is a different world. In that moment, your brain is not only thinking about words, it is thinking about grammar, pronunciation, mistakes, the other person's reaction, your accent, your speed, your confidence, and your fear of being judged. That is a lot for one brain to handle at the same time. So when you freeze, it does not mean you have no English. It means your English has not yet become safe and automatic under pressure. This is why many learners say, I understand English, but I cannot speak. And this sentence is so common because the problem is real. You can understand a video because listening gives you time. You can read a sentence because the words are already in front of your eyes. You can write because you can stop, think, delete, and correct. But speaking is different. Speaking asks your brain to create language in real time. You must listen, understand, choose words, arrange the sentence, move your mouth, and control your emotions at the same time. This is why even a simple question like, "Tell me about yourself," can feel heavy. It is not a difficult question, but it becomes difficult because your brain suddenly feels pressure, and pressure can lock the door of memory. There is a psychological reason behind this. Many English learners are not only learning a language, they are also carrying old fear. Maybe in school, someone laughed when you made a mistake. Maybe a teacher corrected you harshly. Maybe your friends made fun of your pronunciation. Maybe you once tried to speak, but people did not understand you, and after that day you started choosing silence. Slowly, your brain learned a dangerous lesson. It learned that speaking English can hurt your confidence. It learned that mistakes are embarrassing. It learned that silence is safer than expression. So now, when someone asks you to speak English, your brain does not only hear a question, it hears danger. It hears judgment. It hears the memory of old embarrassment. And before you can even speak, your inner voice says, "Be careful. Don't make a mistake. Don't look foolish." That voice may sound protective, but actually, it blocks your fluency. There is also a simple brain reason. When you feel nervous, your body becomes alert. Your heart beats faster. Your breathing changes. Your muscles become tight. Your brain starts focusing on survival instead of communication. In normal life, this response helps you when there is real danger. But in English speaking, there is no tiger in front of you. There is only a question. Still, your brain sometimes reacts like something dangerous is happening. And when stress becomes high, it becomes harder to remember words quickly. The words are still inside your memory, but they are not easy to reach. This is why after the conversation, when you are alone and calm, the perfect sentence comes back. The sentence was not gone. It was hidden behind pressure. Now listen carefully, because this can change the way you see your English forever. You do not need to wait until your fear disappears before you speak. You need to train your brain to speak while the fear is still there. This is the real secret. Confident speakers are not always fearless. They have simply practiced enough times that their brain does not panic so quickly. Their English has traveled from slow thinking to automatic use. They have repeated simple sentence patterns so many times that their mouth can begin before the mind becomes scared. That is why a person who knows fewer words, but practices speaking every day, can sometimes speak better than a person who knows many words, but never opens their mouth. Knowledge is important, but speaking needs retrieval. It needs quick access. It needs practice under real or imagined pressure. And this is where many learners make a mistake. They think the answer is more grammar, more vocabulary, more books, and more rules. These things help, but they are not enough. If your problem happens during speaking, your solution must include speaking practice. If your mind goes blank when someone asks you a question, you must practice answering questions. If your mouth stops in real conversations, you must train your mouth with small, real sentences. If you translate too much, you must practice thinking in simple English before speaking. You cannot become a confident swimmer by reading about water only. In the same way, you cannot become a confident English speaker by only studying English silently. At some point, your voice must enter the practice. Think about a student sitting in class. The teacher asks, "What is your opinion?" The student has ideas, but he looks down because he is afraid of making a mistake. Think about a worker in a meeting. She has a smart suggestion, but she stays silent because she is searching for perfect English. Think about a learner who watches English videos every night and understands almost everything. But when a foreigner says, "How are you?" he gives only one small answer and runs away from the conversation. These people are not empty. They are full of ideas. But their ideas are trapped behind fear, translation, and pressure. Maybe this is your story too. And if it is, I want you to know that your silence is not your identity. It is only a habit your brain has learned, and any learned habit can be trained again. So here is your small practice for today. Choose one question that usually makes your mind blank. Barkin. It can be, "Tell me about yourself. Why are you learning English?" Or, "What did you do today?" Do not try to answer perfectly. First, breathe slowly. Then say one simple sentence. Only one. For example, "I am learning English because I want more confidence." After that, add one reason. "It helps me speak with more people." Then, add one small example. For example, "I want to speak English in class, at work, and in daily life." That is enough. This is how you begin. Not with perfect English, not with big words, not with pressure. You begin with one clear thought, one simple sentence, and one brave voice. Remember this deeply. Your brain does not become fast because you shout at it. Your brain becomes fast because you train it gently and regularly. Your English does not become smart because you use difficult words. Your English becomes smart when your thoughts become clear. So the first lesson is not speak faster. The first lesson is feel safer. When your brain feels safe, your words come back. When your body becomes calm, your voice becomes steady. When you stop attacking yourself for mistakes, your English starts moving again. Your mind may freeze today, but it does not have to freeze forever. From today, you are not going to call yourself weak. You are going to call yourself a learner in training. And step by step, breath by breath, sentence by sentence, you will teach your brain that speaking English is not danger. Speaking English is your new power. Lesson 2. Calm before smart speaking. Before you learn how to talk smart in English, you must learn how to calm your body, because a nervous body creates a confused voice. Many learners think their biggest problem is grammar. They think, if I learn more tenses, I will speak better. If I memorize more vocabulary, I will sound smarter. If I know more rules, I will stop making mistakes. Grammar and vocabulary are important, but when you are standing in front of someone and your heart is beating fast, grammar is not the first problem. The first problem is pressure. Your body becomes tense. Your breathing becomes short. Your mind becomes noisy. Your mouth wants to speak, but your brain keeps checking every word. And in that moment, even the English you already know becomes difficult to use. This is why the second lesson is simple but powerful. Calm comes before smart speaking. If you want to think fast, you must first stop your fear from running faster than your thoughts. You have felt this before. Someone asks you a question in English. Maybe the question is very easy. What do you do? Why are you learning English? What is your opinion? But suddenly, your body acts like this question is a big danger. Your shoulders become tight. Your face becomes hot. Your hands may feel cold. Your voice becomes weak. You start thinking, what if I say the wrong word? What if they laugh? What if my grammar is bad? What if my accent sounds strange? And while your mind is busy protecting you from embarrassment, your English is waiting behind the door. This is not because you are a bad speaker. This is because your brain is trying to protect your image. It thinks silence is safer than a mistake. But today, I want you to learn a new truth. A mistake in English is not danger. A pause is not failure. A slow answer is not weakness. You are not performing on a stage. You are communicating with a human being. The first technique is the long exhale method. Many people say, take a deep breath, but they do not explain how to breathe when you are nervous. When pressure comes, do not just breathe in, breathe out slowly. The slow exhale tells your body, I am safe. I can continue. Try this simple method. Breathe in for 3 seconds, then breathe out for 6 seconds. Do not make it dramatic. Do not show everyone that you are doing an exercise. Just do it softly. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, your body begins to relax. Your voice becomes steadier. Your speed becomes more controlled. Your mind gets a little more space, and that small space can save your answer. Because sometimes, you do not need 100 new words. You only need 3 calm seconds to find the words you already know. The second technique is the pause power method. Many English learners are afraid of silence. They think if they pause, people will think they are weak, slow, or not fluent. But smart speakers use pauses. Teachers use pauses. Leaders use pauses. Good storytellers use pauses. A pause can make you sound thoughtful. A pause can make your sentence stronger. A pause can stop you from throwing random words everywhere. When someone asks you a question, you do not need to attack the answer immediately. You can pause for 1 second, breathe, and begin with a calm starter. You can say, That is a good question. You can say, let me think for a second. You can say, I will explain it simply. These small phrases are not weakness. They are control. The person who controls the pause controls the conversation. When you stop fearing the pause, you stop fearing the question. The third technique is name the feeling. When nervousness comes, do not fight it like an enemy. Do not say, why am I nervous? I am so bad. I cannot speak. That makes the fear bigger. Instead, name it gently. Say inside your mind, this is nervousness. It is normal. I can still speak. This one sentence changes your relationship with fear. You are not saying I must remove fear before I speak. You are saying fear can sit here, but I will still speak. This is very powerful because confidence does not always mean you feel nothing. Confidence means you continue even when your heart is not perfectly calm. Many great speakers still feel nervous before speaking. The difference is that they do not let nervousness become the driver. They notice it, name it, breathe through it, and then they speak. The fourth idea is conversation, not performance. This is very important for English learners. Many of you speak English like you are taking an exam every time. You judge every sentence. You check every tense. You listen to your own accent while speaking. You try to sound perfect, and because of that, you stop sounding natural. But real English is not a performance. Real English is connection. When your friend asks, "How was your day?" they do not need a perfect essay. They need a real answer. When someone asks, "Why are you learning English?" they do not need difficult vocabulary. They need your honest thought. So remove the stage from your mind. You are not standing in front of judges. You are sharing meaning with another person. The goal is not to impress. The goal is to express. And when you express clearly, you naturally sound smarter. The fifth technique is the present moment trick. When your mind starts running into fear, bring it back to the room. Feel your feet on the floor. Touch your pen. Look at one object near you. Relax your jaw. Lower your shoulders. Then say one small sentence in your mind. I am here. I can speak slowly. This helps because fear often pulls you into the future. It shows you imaginary scenes where people laugh, judge, or reject you. But the present moment is usually safer than your imagination. Right now, there is only one question. Right now, you need only one sentence. Right now, you do not need to solve your whole English journey. You only need to answer the next small thing. This is how calm begins. Calm is not weakness. Calm is speaking power. Let me give you a real example. Someone asks you, "What do you think about learning English?" A nervous learner may panic and say, "English is good. I mean, very important, but I cannot speak. Sorry." But a calm learner uses the method. First, pause. Then breathe out slowly. Then start simply. I think learning English is very important because it gives me confidence. That is already a good answer. Then, add one more sentence. For example, when I speak even a little English, I feel more open to the world. Look at the difference. The second answer is not full of big words. It is not perfect poetry, but it is clear, calm, and smart. Smart English is not always advanced English. Smart English is controlled English. It is English that comes from a calm mind and a clear purpose. So your practice for today is very simple. Choose one common English question. Before answering, do 4 things. Pause for 1 second. Exhale slowly. Name the feeling inside your mind. Then start with one simple phrase like, I think, for me, or let me explain simply. Do this every day with one question. At first, it may feel strange. Your brain may still rush. Your voice may still shake. But after repetition, your body will learn that English speaking is not danger. Your breath will become your anchor. Your pause will become your power. Your simple sentence will become your first step into confidence. And here is the retention loop you must remember for the next lesson. Once your body becomes calm, your brain is ready for the next skill. In the next lesson, you will learn how to stop translating and start thinking in English first, because a calm brain can speak, but an English thinking brain can speak faster. Think in English first. Now that you understand why your mind freezes, and now that you know how to calm your body before speaking, we must go deeper into the real reason many learners cannot think fast in English. The reason is not always lack of knowledge. The reason is often translation. Many learners do not speak English directly. They take a long road. First, they hear a question in English. Then they translate that question into their own language. Then they create the answer in their own language. Then they try to translate that answer back into English. Then they check grammar. Then they worry about pronunciation. Then they think, is this sentence correct? And by the time they are ready to speak, the moment is already gone. The other person is waiting. The pressure is rising. The learner feels slow, weak, and embarrassed. But the truth is not that you are slow. The truth is that your method is slow. Translation is like walking through 5 doors before saying one sentence. If you want to think fast and talk smart, you must train your brain to connect meaning directly with English. This is one of the biggest turning points in your English journey. You do not need to think big, difficult, advanced thoughts in English from the first day. Many learners make this mistake. They hear the advice, think in English, and they imagine they must think like a professor, a writer, or a native speaker. Then they feel pressure again. But real English thinking starts very small. It starts with tiny thoughts. It starts with the life around you. It starts with the things you see, touch, feel, and do every day. You wake up and think, I am awake. You stand up and think, I am getting out of bed. You drink water and think, the water is cold. You open your phone and think, I have many messages. You walk outside and think, the street is busy. These are not childish sentences. These are brain training sentences. These small thoughts are the first bricks of your English mind. This is what I call micro-thinking. Micro-thinking means creating small English thoughts during normal life. You are not sitting with a grammar book. You are not forcing yourself to translate a big paragraph. You are simply teaching your brain to see life in English. When you look at your room, Say, in your mind, my room is quiet. When you see your book, say, this book is useful. When you feel tired, say, I feel tired today. When you are happy, say, I feel good. When you have a problem, say, I need a solution. These small sentences may look simple, but they are powerful because they remove the middleman. Your brain slowly stops asking, what is this in my language? And starts asking, how can I say this in English? That small change is the beginning of fluency. There is also a brain reason behind this. Your brain changes through repetition. Every time you connect a real object, a real feeling, or a real action with an English sentence, you create a stronger path in your mind. At first, that path is weak. You may forget. You may feel strange. You may need time. But when you repeat it every day, the path becomes stronger. After some time, the sentence comes faster. This is how automatic English begins. You do not become fluent only by knowing rules. You become fluent when your brain can reach English without asking permission from translation. The more you think small thoughts in English, the more your brain begins to trust English as a real language of life, not only a subject for exams. From a language point of view, fluency is not built word by word only. Fluency is built through patterns. A fluent speaker does not create every sentence from zero. The brain stores common patterns like I want to, I need to, I feel, I think, I am going to. The reason is, and for example, when these patterns become familiar, speaking becomes faster. That is why micro-thinking is so useful. It gives your brain repeated patterns in real situations. You think, I want to learn. I want to speak. I want to improve. I need more practice. I need confidence. I feel nervous. I feel ready. Slowly, these patterns become easy. Then, when someone asks you a question, your brain does not panic as much because it already has English roads inside it. Let us make this real. Imagine someone asks you, how was your day? If you have not practiced thinking in English, your brain may start translating. You may think in your own language first, then search for English, then stop. But if you practice small English thoughts during the day, the answer is already inside you. You can say, my day was good. I worked in the morning. I felt a little tired, but I learned something new. This answer is simple, but it is alive. It is real. It is clear. You do not need perfect English to have a real conversation. You need ready English thoughts. A person who thinks 5 small thoughts in English every hour will slowly become faster than a person who only studies grammar silently for many months. Here is the retention truth you must remember. Do not wait for a conversation to start thinking in English. Think in English before the conversation arrives. This one habit can change everything. If you wait until someone asks you a question, pressure will attack you. But if you practice English thoughts while walking, eating, cleaning, studying, resting, or looking around your room, your brain will already be warm. Speaking will not feel like jumping into cold water. It will feel like continuing something you already started inside your mind. So your practice today is very simple. For 3 minutes, think in English about your real life. In the first minute, name things around you. Say, "This is my phone. This is my chair. This is my notebook. The door is open. The light is bright." In the second minute, describe what you are doing. Say, "I am sitting. I am learning English. I am listening carefully. I am trying my best." In the third minute, describe how you feel and what you want. Say, "I feel motivated. I want to speak better. I want to think faster. I can improve slowly." Do not worry about big vocabulary. Do not worry about perfect grammar at first. The goal is to wake up your English mind. And remember this deeply. English should not be a guest in your brain. English should become part of your day. It should walk with you. It should sit with you. It should appear when you see a cup, a book, a road, a face, a problem, or a dream. The more English lives inside your normal day, the faster it will come out of your mouth in real conversations. Today, you are not just learning English. You are building an English-thinking brain, and once your brain begins to think in English, the next step becomes even more powerful. In the next lesson, you will learn how to speak in thought blocks, because when English thoughts are ready, you need simple speaking blocks to turn those thoughts into clear, smart answers. Lesson 4. Speak in thought blocks. Now that you have started training your brain to think in English first, the next step is learning how to speak without building every sentence, word by word. This is where many learners become slow. They know the idea, but they search for one word, then another word, then the grammar, then the tense, then the pronunciation, and while they are doing all this, their confidence begins to fall. You may have felt this many times. You want to say something simple, but your brain starts breaking the sentence into small pieces. You think, what is the first word? What is the verb? Is this grammar correct? What if I use the wrong tense? And because of this pressure, your voice becomes weak. But smart speakers do not speak like that. Smart speakers use thought blocks. They do not create every sentence from zero. They use ready-made pieces of language that help them start quickly and continue naturally. A thought block is a small group of words that carries a complete feeling or purpose. For example, when you say, "I think," your brain knows that an opinion is coming. When you say, "The main reason is," your brain knows that an explanation is coming. When you say, "For example," your brain knows that a real example is coming. These small blocks are powerful because they give your mind a road to follow. Instead of standing in the middle of a dark room and searching for words everywhere, you hold one small light and move forward. This is how fluent speakers speak. They do not always think about grammar rules one by one. Their brain has stored useful patterns from listening, repeating, and speaking again and again. So if you want to think fast and talk smart, you must collect these useful speaking blocks and make them part of your daily English. Let me give you some blocks you can start using from today. When you want to give your opinion, you can say, "I think, in my opinion, for me," or the way I see it. When you want to explain something, you can say, the main reason is, what I mean is, let me explain simply, or the point is. When you want to give an example, you can say, for example, let me give you a simple example, or this happens when. When you are not sure, you can say, I am not completely sure, but I don't know the exact word, but, or let me say it in a simple way. These phrases are not decoration. They are tools. They help your mouth begin before fear becomes too strong. And many times, once your mouth begins, your brain follows. This is also the secret behind the 3-second answer method. When someone asks you a question, do not wait until your full answer is perfect in your mind. You only need a safe beginning. If someone asks, why are you learning English? You can start within 3 seconds by saying, I think English is important for my future. Now you have started. Your fear becomes smaller because the first sentence is already out. Then you can add, the main reason is that English helps me speak with more people. Then you can add, for example, I can use English in study, work, travel, and daily conversation. Look at this answer. It is not difficult. It is not full of advanced words. But it sounds clear, smart, and confident because it has blocks. It has direction. It has flow. There is a psychological benefit here too. The hardest part of speaking is often the beginning. Before you speak, fear is loud. After you speak one sentence, fear becomes weaker. Thought blocks reduce the fear of starting. They give you something to hold when your mind feels empty. This is why I want you to stop thinking that memorized phrases are bad. Dead memorization is bad when you repeat words without meaning. But living sentence blocks are different. They are like keys. You use them to open your own thoughts. You are not copying someone else's personality. You are giving your own ideas a clear shape. So your practice today is simple. Choose 5 sentence blocks and use them with 5 daily questions. For example, answer, what did you do today? With today, I. Answer, why do you want to speak English? With the main reason is. Answer, what is your biggest problem? With I think my biggest problem is. Answer, can you give an example? With for example. Answer, are you sure? With I am not completely sure, but. Practice these blocks until they feel natural in your mouth. Do not only read them, speak them, record them, repeat them. Use them with your real life. Because if you can start the sentence, you can often finish the sentence. Remember this lesson deeply. Smart English is not always about finding new words. Sometimes smart English is about using the right block at the right moment. Thought blocks are handles for your brain. When your mind is falling into silence, these phrases give it something to hold. And in the next lesson, we will take this even further. You will learn how to organize your answer with simple structure. Because once you can start speaking with blocks, you must learn how to make your whole answer sound clear, intelligent, and easy to follow. Lesson 5: Answer with simple structure. Now you have learned how to calm your body. You have learned how to think in English first. You have learned how to speak in thought blocks. But now comes one of the most important lessons if you truly want to think fast and talk smart. You must learn how to organize your answer. Because many English learners do not fail because they have no words. They fail because their words have no direction. They begin with one idea, then jump to another idea, then return to the first idea, then stop because they feel confused. The listener also becomes confused. And when the listener's face looks confused, the learner becomes more nervous. Then the learner starts thinking, "My English is bad." But sometimes your English is not the real problem. The real problem is that your answer has no structure. You need to understand this deeply. A smart answer is not always a long answer. A smart answer is not always full of advanced vocabulary. A smart answer is an answer that the listener can follow. If your answer has a beginning, a reason, and an example, people feel that you are clear. If your answer moves step by step, people feel that you are confident. If your words are simple but organized, people trust you more. This is why structure is powerful. Structure gives shape to your thoughts. Structure turns nervous speaking into controlled speaking. Structure turns simple English into smart English. Let me give you the first and most useful formula. It is called point, pros, reason, example. This formula is perfect for beginners and intermediate learners because it is simple, flexible, and easy to remember. First, give your point. That means give your direct answer. Second, give your reason. That means explain why you think that. Third, give your example. That means connect your answer to real life. For example, if someone asks you, "Do you like learning English?" Do not panic. Do not try to create a perfect answer. Just follow the structure. Point: yes, I like learning English. Reason: because it helps me feel more confident. Example: for example, when I understand an English video or speak one sentence clearly, I feel proud of myself. Look at this answer. It is simple, but it sounds complete. It sounds clear. It sounds smart. Now imagine someone asks you, "Why do you want to speak English fluently?" Without structure, your mind may run everywhere. You may say, "English is very important, and I want to speak, and I have problem, and I watch videos, and I cannot speak." But with structure, your answer becomes strong. You can say, "I want to speak English fluently because English can give me more confidence in my life. The main reason is that when I speak English, I can express myself better in study, work, and daily conversations." For example, if someone asks me a question, I do not want to stay silent. I want to answer calmly and clearly. This is not difficult English, but it feels powerful because it has direction. The second structure is what. So what? Now what? This is very useful when you want to explain a problem or a lesson. First, say what happened. Then say why it matters. Then say what you will do next. For example, I feel nervous when I speak English. That is the what. This is important because nervousness stops my words and makes my mind blank. That is the so what. So from today, I will practice one small answer every day and speak even if my sentence is not perfect. That is the now what. This structure is beautiful because it helps you sound mature. You are not only describing a problem, you are showing awareness, you are showing growth, you are showing action. The third structure is problem, solution, result. This is perfect for your English learning journey. You can use it when someone asks, "How are you improving your English?" You can say, "My problem was that I understood English, but I could not speak. My solution was to practice small answers every day and record my voice. The result is that I still make mistakes, but now I can speak with more confidence than before." This answer feels real. It feels honest. It feels human. And it also makes you sound like a solution-oriented person. This is very important. When you speak, people do not only hear your grammar, they hear your mindset. They can feel whether you are helpless or hopeful. They can feel whether you only complain or you are trying to improve. Smart speaking shows a smart attitude. The fourth structure is the simple story structure. Before, moment, action, change. This is powerful because people love stories. If someone asks you, "Why did you start learning English?" you can answer like this: "Before, I was very shy when I had to speak English. One day, someone asked me a simple question, and I could not answer even though I knew the words. That moment hurt me, but it also woke me up. After that, I started practicing small English sentences every day. Now I am still learning, but I feel more confident because I am not silent like before." This kind of answer is not just information. It has emotion. It has movement. It has life. And when your answer has life, people listen. There is a psychology behind this. When you do not have structure, your brain works too hard. It searches for words, ideas, grammar, and order all at the same time. This creates pressure. But when you use a formula, your brain feels safe because it has a map. It knows the next step. First point, then reason, then example, first problem, then solution, then result. First before, then moment, then action, then change. This reduces cognitive load. It means your brain has fewer things to manage at once. And when your brain feels less pressure, your speaking becomes smoother. You may still make small mistakes, but your message becomes clear. Use these structures in real-life situations. When you introduce yourself, do not only say your name. Add structure. My name is Ali. I am learning English because I want to improve my confidence. For example, I want to speak better in class and daily conversations. When you answer in a job interview, use point, reason, example. When you speak in class, use what, so what, now what. When you talk about your English journey, use before, moment, action, change. When someone asks for your opinion, do not search for a perfect speech. Give one clear point, one honest reason, and one simple example. Here is your practice for today. Take these 5 questions and answer each one with point, reason, example. Why are you learning English? What is your biggest English problem? What do you do every morning? What kind of videos do you like? What is your dream? Do not write a long essay. Speak your answer out loud. Start simple. I am learning English because. Then give a reason. Then give an example. Record your voice if you can. Listen again. Do not judge yourself harshly. Only ask, was my answer clear? Did I give a reason? Did I give an example? If yes, you are training smart speaking. Remember this lesson deeply. You do not need to throw many words at people to sound intelligent. You need to guide them through your thoughts. Structure is the bridge between a confused mind and a confident voice. When your answer has structure, your English becomes easier for you and clearer for the listener. And in the next lesson, we will go even deeper into real speaking power. Because sometimes, even with structure, you may forget a word. You may stop. You may not know the perfect sentence. So, in the next lesson, you will learn how to use pauses and flexibility so you can continue speaking even when your English is not perfect. Lesson 6. Use pauses and flexibility. Now you have learned how to organize your answer, but real conversations are not always smooth. Sometimes, you will start speaking, and suddenly, one word will disappear. You will know the idea, but not the exact English word. You will want to continue, but your brain will stop and say, I don't know this word. I cannot speak now. This is where many learners lose confidence. They think fluent English means knowing every word before speaking. But that is not true. Real speaking is not about having every perfect word ready. Real speaking is about sending meaning. If one word is missing, you do not have to stop. You can go around the word. You can explain the idea. You can use simple English. You can pause, breathe, and continue. This is flexibility, and flexibility is one of the biggest secrets of smart speaking. Many English learners worship perfect words. They think, if I forget one word, my sentence is finished. But smart speakers do not think like that. Smart speakers know that communication has many roads. If one road is closed, they take another road. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, the thing we use when it rains. If you forget receipt, you can say, the paper you get after paying. If you forget deadline, you can say, the last time to finish work. If you forget appointment, you can say, a fixed time to meet someone. Look at this carefully. You did not know the exact word, but you still communicated the meaning. That is smart English. That is real fluency. Fluency is not only speed. Fluency is the ability to continue. This is why slow English can become clear English. Many learners feel ashamed when they speak slowly. They think slow speaking means poor speaking. But slow English is not bad if your meaning is clear. A slow, clear speaker is much better than a fast, confused speaker. If you speak too fast because you are nervous, your ideas break. Your grammar becomes messy. Your listener becomes lost. But if you slow down, choose simple words, and move step by step, your English becomes stronger. First, speak clearly. Then speak naturally. Then speed will come later. Do not rush your English before it can stand. A small child does not start by running. First the child stands, then walks, then runs. Your English voice grows the same way. You also need strategic pauses. A pause is not an empty space. A pause is thinking space. Instead of saying, again and again, use a useful phrase. Say, let me think for a second. Say, let me say it simply. Say, I know the idea, but I need a simple word. These phrases are powerful because they tell the listener that you are still in control. You are not lost. You are thinking. You are choosing your words. And when you use these phrases calmly, people usually wait. They do not judge you as much as you think. Most of the judgment is happening inside your own mind. Now listen to this truth deeply. Confidence is faster than perfection. Perfection makes you slow because it forces you to check every word before speaking. Confidence makes you move because it allows you to say a simple sentence and continue. A perfectionist waits for the perfect word and loses the moment. A confident learner uses the words they have and keeps the conversation alive. This does not mean you ignore mistakes forever. It means you speak first, learn from the mistake, and improve after speaking. You cannot fix a voice you never use. You cannot improve a sentence you never say. This is also where creativity enters your English. Thinking outside the box does not mean saying strange things or using big vocabulary. In English speaking, creativity means finding another path when the perfect path is blocked. If you cannot say one word, explain it. If you cannot make a long answer, give a short answer. If you cannot speak perfectly, speak clearly. If you cannot answer immediately, pause and begin with a simple sentence. This is not weakness. This is intelligence. A flexible speaker is not trapped by missing words. A flexible speaker knows how to continue with courage. Smart talking also begins with smart listening. Before you answer, listen carefully to 3 things. What is the person really asking? What feeling is behind the question? What simple answer is enough right now? Many learners panic because they try to give a perfect answer when the other person only needs a normal answer. If someone asks, "How was your day?" they do not need a speech. You can say, "It was good. I was busy, but I learned something useful." That is enough. Clear listening creates clear speaking. So your practice today is the word missing game. Choose 5 words you sometimes forget and explain them using simple English. For example, do not say dictionary. Say a book or app that tells the meaning of words. Do not say confidence. Say the feeling that I can do something. Practice this every day. It will train your brain to stay open when one word is missing. And remember this line, the day you stop worshiping perfect words is the day your real English voice begins. In the next lesson, you will learn how to build your daily speaking system. Because flexibility helps you continue, but a daily system makes this confidence permanent. Lesson 7. Build your speaking system. Now you have learned many powerful things. You have learned why your mind freezes. You have learned how to calm your body. You have learned how to think in English first. You have learned how to speak in thought blocks. You have learned how to organize your answer. You have learned how to continue even when one word is missing. But now comes the most important truth of all. These lessons will not change your English if they stay only inside this video. They will change your English only when they become your daily system. Many learners feel motivated after watching a video. They feel strong for one day. They say, "Yes, now I will speak English." But the next day, life becomes busy. Fear returns. Old habits return. Silence returns. Then, they watch another video, and another video, and another video. They collect advice, but they do not build practice. And this is the painful truth. Your English will not grow because you know what to do. Your English will grow because you do it again and again, until your brain believes it. So today, I want to give you the daily Think Fast, Talk Smart routine. This is not a complicated routine. This is not for perfect people. This is for real learners. This is for people who feel shy but still want to speak. This is for people who understand English, but freeze when they have to answer. This is for you. Step 1 is 1 minute English thinking. Look around your room, your street, your kitchen, or your phone, and create simple English thoughts. Say, "I am sitting. My room is quiet. I have work today. I want to improve. I feel a little nervous, but I can try." These small thoughts wake up your English brain before real speaking begins. Step 2 is one question practice. Every day, ask yourself one simple question. It can be, what did I learn today? What problem did I solve today? Why is English important to me? Or what do I want to improve? Do not choose a difficult question in the beginning. Choose a question that connects with your real life, because real-life English becomes speaking English faster. Step 3 is the 3-second start. When you ask the question, do not wait for a perfect answer. Start within 3 seconds with a safe block like, "I think, for me, the main reason is," or "let me explain simply." This step trains your brain to begin before fear becomes too loud. Step 4 is the 30-second answer. Speak for only 30 seconds using point, bid, reason example. Say your main idea. Give one reason. Give one example. For example, "I want to improve my English because it gives me more confidence." The main reason is that I want to speak without fear. For example, when someone asks me a question, I want to answer calmly instead of staying silent. This is enough. You do not need a speech. You need a clear answer. Step 5 is shadow one short clip. Listen to one small English sentence from a video. Pause it, repeat it, and copy the rhythm, emotion, and pronunciation. Shadowing trains your mouth. It teaches your voice how English feels, not only how English looks on paper. Step 6 is record and reflect. Record your 30-second answer on your phone. But listen carefully. Do not record yourself to hate your voice. Do not record yourself to attack your mistakes. Record yourself like a teacher who wants to help a student. Ask only 3 questions. Was my idea clear? Did I use simple English? Can I say it better one more time? Step 7 is repeat better. Say the same answer again, but slightly improved. Maybe you fix one word. Maybe you speak a little slower. Maybe you add a better example. This is where growth happens. Not in perfect speaking, in repeated speaking. You can also follow a weekly system. On day 1, introduce yourself. On day 2, talk about your daily routine. On day 3, explain your opinion. On day 4, tell a small story. On day 5, answer an interview question. On day 6, describe a picture. On day 7, listen to your best recording and repeat it again with more confidence. This weekly system will make your English practical, because you are not only studying words, you are training real speaking situations. Remember this powerful line: you do not rise to the level of your English knowledge. You fall to the level of your English practice under pressure. If you practice only silently, you will become good at silent English. If you practice speaking, pausing, thinking, answering, recording, and repeating, you will become good at real English. Your thoughts are already inside you. Your emotions are already inside you. Your voice is already inside you. Now you only need to train them to move in English. Start with 1 minute. Start with 1 question. Start with 1 brave sentence. You do not need to become perfect today. You only need to begin today. And if your mind goes blank again, do not call yourself weak. Breathe. Pause. Start simple. Continue. Because from today, you are not only learning English, you are building the kind of English brain that can think fast, talk smart, and speak with real confidence. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you soon in the next video.